Ta-da!
We're here.
Sorry. It's a day.
But welcome to it. It's 3 o'clock.
Why does it feel like we don't have all the lights on? We do have all the lights on. Yeah.
I think your cameras pivot a little differently because normally the purple lights are angled differently between us.
Oh, yeah.
But if I did no, you got it. But then we'd fall off the screen.
Let's not do that.
So we're not. Oh, I've got volume on.
You do?
I did. I heard talking and it was us. It's like we've never done this before.
It feels like that, actually. I'm gonna mute my computer so we don't get the beeps.
Yeah, let's not do
and the
that.
bonks and the baboozles or the...
It's a Tuesday, and he's still trying to get to feeling better. But Keith, it is not 9:30. Your clock is not wrong. Seth had to start working back in the office last week. So we had to pivot from morning moments to just going back to our original daily devotions. And it looks like 3 o'clock's going to be our time.
Yeah.
Because he gets home usually around 2:40. So it gives us time to get things started, get things loaded, get it done.
But not enough time to talk. And
I know, we don't have time to talk.
Day.
We don't. We'll do that later.
How was your day?
It was fine.
Good.
Thanks.
Mine was fine, too.
No, I'm just struggling on songs.
No, you're not. That song you picked was great.
So I've been asked to participate in a study in January and February where the speaker has some singers, and I've been asked to do it this time, and one of them's on a difficult topic to try to find a song for. I've got 2 nights I have to do. One I finally found a song for. The second one I think I might have found a song for, but Seth got home and then we got talking and I haven't finished listening to it.
She played me the song, and it's
well,
really
that's for
cool.
the second one.
And I know. We couldn't have played me the song for the first one since you haven't figured out the first one.
That's right.
So
yeah. It's tricky. But hey, I'm Tammy. I know that part.
She is. Oh, sorry. I'm Seth.
We're the 4031 family.
Part of it, anyway.
We're really, really glad you're here and spending some time with us.
Yeah.
Hopefully you're not as disjointed as we feel right now.
I don't know. It's just, when you've been sick and you try to get back into your routine, and by the end of your day, you're just like, wow, I've been sick.
It's like yesterday you came into my office and sat on the sofa and you were asleep within 5 minutes.
Yeah, I had been in here trying to do some work, and it was like, well, that's not going to happen.
You made it for a good part of your day.
But. Yeah. So I feel, I guess, better a little bit than yesterday. I don't know.
Well, you also get up really early in the morning to be able to do your day job. And
yeah. So I can be home now.
Weary. Yep. And now we can do this.
It is August the 26th, 2025. This is episode 77 of our podcast, whatever it's called on any given day. Yeah. It's the podcast du jour.
Okay. Sounds like I had to go make dinner.
I said that the other night, and somebody was like, what does du jour mean? And I was like, really? Really? Of the day.
But it feels like I had to go cook. Du jour feels, like soup du jour and all that. Just feels like I need to go be productive.
Have we already gotten groceries today? Or we're still waiting on them?
I'm still waiting. We'll watch it on our camera at some point.
Cool.
I mean, it's not a lot of groceries, so it's okay if it sits
Speaking of dinner.
I
was supposed to go by and pick it up on the way home, but
I didn't get the order in time.
I didn't get it in time, so I appreciate you trying.
Yeah. Thanks for being willing.
Oh, sure.
I'm sure all these people don't really care about this conversation.
They don't. But this is us, and we're just kind of vamping because we feel weird. I am anyway.
I don't feel sick.
I didn't say sick. I said weird.
But you're feeling weird and weary from having been sick. Yeah. And I didn't get sick.
Well, then you should take over.
All right.
Direct things.
So we're going to go ahead and get started on our devotion.
Oh, okay.
If you're tuning in with us. Well, you told me to get started.
I know.
You told me to get started.
Playing.
We're going to do our devotion from, you guessed it, the Institute for Creation Research, Days of Praise. Go to the link on the website thing there, www.icr.org/DOP. And you can sign up to receive this mailing, not this mailing. You'll get this mailing for next quarter.
You'll probably never get that other one.
You'll get that in your mailbox so that you have it in print, and you'll also receive it as a daily email. You'll just get the one a day. And that will also include a link to the website so you can go listen to it if you'd rather that.
Yep.
And it won't take 30 minutes because Dave is just going to read through it.
He doesn't talk or
tell you
about his day. Or
Benjamin could probably tell us about Dave's day since they work side by side.
Probably so.
Yeah, but he won't.
He won't. So. Okay.
So you're reading.
It's my day.
Or I can do it if you're not up to it.
No, I can do it.
You can do it.
I'll do it. So today's verse is from Psalm 29, verses 10 and 11. The Lord sits upon the flood. Yea, the Lord sits king forever. The Lord will give strength unto his people. The Lord will bless his people with peace. There are quite a few different Hebrew words, says
who does this?
Dr. Morris.
I guess that was a safe bet.
That are translated flood in the Old Testament. Hi, Simon D. Welcome to the channel.
Or is that S.L. Moody?
It could be S.L. Moody.
S.L. Mott.
The computer is a long way from me. So.
Hi. We're glad you're here.
The word in this passage, the Hebrew mabul, however, is unique in that it is only used elsewhere in the account of the Noahic flood, thus indicating conclusively that the dramatic scenes described in this psalm occurred at the time of the Great Flood. Why are you surprised we said hi? All right, well, never mind. We'll just ignore you.
Because we try to acknowledge people when they're on with us live.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm glad you're here.
That would just be rude. Right? Here we are.
I wanna be rude.
We are live. Don't watch. And if you do watch, be quiet. No,
that's not what we want.
No, it's not what we want. But, that's great. There was never in all history such a time as that, when the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every imagination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually. That's Genesis chapter 6, verse 5. God therefore brought about the end of all flesh, no doubt millions, perhaps billions of ungodly men and women by the great Mabul. In spite of the fact that nearly every culture around the globe, made up of descendants of the 8 survivors of the flood, remembers this terrible event in the form of flood legends. The very concept of God's judgment on sin is so offensive to the natural mind that modern scholarship now even denies it as a fact of history.
Say that again. God's judgment on sin is so offensive to the natural mind that modern scholarship now even denies it. That's crazy. I mean, let's just make sure that we change.
What's crazy?
Like that people would deny, modern scholarship would deny it as a fact of history. It's sad that something that just because you don't like it and you don't like the way it makes you feel, it's what we've seen play out in the world these last few years of that makes me upset, so I'm going to wipe it away.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that it didn't happen.
No.
Just because you try to deny it doesn't change the fact, that it happened.
That's exactly right. But it's worth noting that there is sedimentary rock everywhere you look, right? Indicating that there was water covering everywhere you look.
Right.
But at the same time, modern scholarship would deny that there was ever a flood that covered everything everywhere you'd look. Don't look at the sedimentary rock.
Right. Yeah. Don't do that because you'll have evidence.
And the billions of dead things buried in those rock layers. That's all. Don't look at that, because if it's true that God judged the world by a flood, as the Bible tells us that He did, then that means that there's a God to whom you're responsible for.
Yeah,
and
you'll be held responsible for.
That's correct.
Like it or not, deny it or not, you're accountable.
Right. That's exactly right. Nevertheless, the epitaph of the antediluvian, it's funny. I don't know why I thought this, but I was thinking along the lines of, you can choose not to believe something, right? But that doesn't mean it's not true.
Right.
Right? I was thinking, I was trying to think of an example of that, where, you're going to laugh at this, where is there a good example of something that you don't believe in can't affect you, even if it actually turns out to be real? And my brain went to Star Trek. I told you were going to laugh. There's an episode of Star Trek where Kirk and McCoy and Spock are on a planet that has there's this thing going on where they find themselves at the gunfight at the OK Corral.
Okay.
Right? And so there they are, and they're going to be, in a gunfight with Jesse James and Wyatt Earp and the people that are there and all that, whatever. And but one of them realizes that this is not real, right? It's a construct or whatever. But they've been injured by the stuff that's going on and all that, and so Spock does his little thing, where he makes
it wipes your memory.
Kirk. Well, he makes them not believe that the bullets are real.
Okay.
And so they get shot, but because they don't believe the bullets are real, they don't die. Well, because they're not real. But he takes away the power of
the deception
belief. It's the placebo effect. If you take something thinking it'll help you, it might help you even if it was just a sugar pill. Modern people try oftentimes to rationalize God away and say, well, I don't believe in God, as if that makes him go away.
Right.
And it doesn't.
Yeah.
Right? And so you look around at the evidence, like we were talking about earlier. Everywhere you look, there is sedimentary rock with dead things in it. And science is telling you there was never a flood that covered everything. Mm-hmm. Well, then why is there sedimentary rock everywhere, right? And and why does every single culture on this earth have a memory of a flood, right? Even in Chinese pictographs, the word, the pictograph for flood is a boat and the number 8. Mm-hmm. Why 8? Well, because the Bible tells us there were 8 people on the ark. If the word for flood is a boat with 8 people,
that had to come from something.
Yeah, it had to come from somewhere. That's exactly right. And what that points to is that we have a common memory, and that all cultures that we have today have a memory of the flood because they're all descended from the 8 people who came off the ark, which means they're
it or not.
Correct, which means there was an ark, which means there was a worldwide flood, which means there was a global catastrophe as a result of the anger of God against the evil of men's hearts continually at that time. So
yeah,
what are you going to do with that? Let's see what we talked about. So
you're going to have to explain that word that you're about to say.
Nevertheless means that...
Not that word.
Sorry.
Antediluvian.
I thought you were going to say epitaph, honestly. Well, anti is
opposite?
A word. No, it's not
not
anti. It's anti, which means before.
Okay.
Correct. Nevertheless, the epitaph of the antediluvian world. Diluvian meaning flooded.
Okay.
Flood. So the world before the flood. The epitaph of the world before the flood is written in stone and in the sedimentary rocks and fossil beds everywhere one looks all over the world. That's what we were just saying. The sedimentary rock is everywhere. The greatest rebellion ever mounted against the world's creator by his creatures, both human and fallen angels, was put down by God simply by his voice. Psalm 29:3 records, "The voice of the Lord is upon the waters, the God of glory thunders, the Lord is upon many waters." And again, the use of the word Mabul in verses 10 and 11 tell us this water that's being spoken about in Psalm 29 is the flood.
Okay.
Because that word is unique to the flood. In all the great turmoil of the flood, Noah and the righteous remnant in the ark were safe through it all. In every age, even in times of stress and danger, the Lord will bless his people with peace. Well, that came to an abrupt end.
It did. I was not expecting
I guess that's what you do when you have 250 characters to work with. Or 250 words on the devotion side. I thought it was building a good argument. Or a good case. But, yeah, that's the hard part about... not the hard part, but that's the thing about the flood. The global nature of the flood. That it killed everything, everywhere. The purpose of God was to destroy everything but Noah and his family. And the evidence for that is everywhere. And yet, scientists today will tell us that there was never a flood on a global flood on the planet, even though the planet is covered by 70%. 70% of the planet is covered by water. And if you flatten out all the mountains and continents and stuff like that, you end up being able to cover the Earth up to a depth of like a mile and a half, something like
With
that.
water.
I think is the number with water.
Yeah.
And yet they'll look at a planet like Mars, which has no freestanding water, and say that it used to be covered with water. So, it's a conundrum that people have to deal with, and mostly they deal with it by just ignoring it and ignoring the cognitive dissonance that says there was never a global flood. Oh, look at that mountain. Oh, look at that mountain. Oh, look at that mountain, that are all sedimentary rock with
Because
tons of
we
dead
don't
things
think
in
about how mountains can have been formed by a flood, because mountains are land and rock and hard things versus water. It's a disconnect.
Well, I mean, when sediments are laid down by water, in fast-moving water laying down sediments, it can lay down very thinly bedded layers of sediment very, very quickly. Again, you look at Mount St. Helens. We have canyons that we know the date they were formed, and yet they have lots and lots and lots of layers, just like the Grand Canyon, but we know that they've formed over the course of weeks and not...
But that's a canyon being formed versus a mountain being jutted up.
Well, but it's the same principle.
Power of water.
Well, it's the same principle. You have all of this sedimentary deposits being laid down. At the same time, you have tectonic movement going on, plates moving and things like that. And then you have plates that hit each other, and as they start to crumble or buckle up against each other, you have what are still soft sedimentary layers because they're still wet, right? And so that's why when you go to mountains, you see these vast bending, when you see the rock layers and stuff like that, you can see them bending and arching, and you'll see mountains made up of a big curves.
Soft.
And that's because it was soft.
Smooth.
It's not that the plates have been moving very, very, very slowly for a long period of time, and therefore the rock just bends and doesn't break, because it's rock. It doesn't bend, right? The reality is that you have plates moving while the sediment is still soft, and then it lithifies later and becomes hard later. And so, again, the mountains and everything we see are evidence of great catastrophic tectonic movement, volcanic movement, flood waters everywhere, and all that stuff. So,
A lot of stuff.
So, anyway, that's our devotion for today.
Yeah. Good afternoon, Miss Lucille. I almost said good morning, but it's not morning. It's afternoon. And hello. We're glad you're here with
It
us.
would have been morning if we
It
were
would
still
have.
doing this a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
We're not doing it a couple weeks ago now. So,
I'd say it's good to see you, but we don't see you. So I'm just glad to know you're watching, Miss Lucille.
she may not be watching anymore.
Well, it says she is.
It says she was.
It says she is.
It doesn't
says-
go away when she turns it off. It's still going to be there. I'm
But
just
I'd like
saying.
to think she still is.
Okay.
Okay.
Hi, Miss Lucille.
Wasn't that easier?
You picked a fine time to leave me, Lucille.
I'm
Yes.
sure she's never heard that one.
You think?
No.
So, anyway, but we appreciate you guys tuning in.
Live or
Listen-
later, feel free to drop comments. So if you're watching us later, we can still respond and
Yeah,
go from there.
feel free to, if you have any prayer requests or anything like that, you can send us an email at praywithme@the4031family.com.
Yeah.
Or Seth or Tammy at the4031family.com. We'd be happy to add you to our list of things to be mindful of in our prayer
Absolutely.
time. There you go.
There you go.
You
So
have
we'll
any-
be back here
anything?
tomorrow. No, I don't.
Okay.
We'll be back tomorrow at 3.
3 p.m.
Yeah.
Central. We're not going
Yes.
to do that again. I'm sorry.
No,
I
we're-
wasn't trying to do that again.
We hope you have a great day. On behalf of the 4031 family, I'm Tammy.
I am Seth.
Remember, he's God.
We're not.
Yeah. We'll see you tomorrow.
Have a great day.
Bye.
Bye.